I'm not gonna lie to you and do the internet guru thing where I pretend looks don't matter, height doesn't matter, money doesn't matter, status doesn't matter, and all you need is confidence and a good attitude. That's total nonsense. Height matters. Women like tall guys. Dating apps reward tall men. A lot of women on apps filter for 6 feet and above, and only about 15% of men are actually 6 feet or taller. So, yes, the math is ugly, but here's what nobody talks about. When a shorter guy walks into a room with the right frame, the right energy, the right social proof, the right style, and the right presence, something very different happens. He stops being the short guy. He becomes the guy who knows everybody. He's comfortable, he makes people laugh, he moves through the room like he belongs there. The guy women look at and think, why is he so comfortable? And that is the part you cannot show on a dating app. The height filter can't measure that. That is the part most men completely ignore because it is easier to say, women only want tall guys, than to admit I have built my entire dating strategy around the worst possible environment for my strengths. So today we're going to talk about height, not in the fake motivational way, not in the bitter red pill way, in the real way where we admit the disadvantage, then show you how to stop making it worse. Because for most guys, the problem ain't being short. The problem is they're disqualifying themselves. And once a man starts doing that, women don't need to reject him. So that's what we're fixing today. The first thing we have to do is tell the truth. Height gives men an advantage, especially online. If you're on Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, Raya, whatever app you're using, height is one of the easiest variables for women to filter. Before she hears your voice, before she sees how you move and feels your energy, and she sees how other people respond to you, and before she watches you handle a room, she sees a number 5'7, 5'8, 5'9, 6'2. And when women have endless options on a screen, they start filtering like they're shopping on Amazon. Height, age, location, job, photos, lifestyle. It kind of becomes like a spreadsheet. And shorter guys get crushed in spreadsheet dating because a spreadsheet can't measure presence or charisma or the way you make a girl feel when you look her in the eye and hold tension for half a second longer than the other guys do. A spreadsheet cannot measure the fact that your friends respect you or the fact that you throw good parties, you know the best spots, you host dinners, you take great photos, you introduce people and create fun and actually have a life. Apps strip all that stuff out. And then guys are shocked that they get judged on only the things left, which is height, face, and bio. That's why shorter men who win usually win in real life. That's not a coincidence at all. If you're short and your entire dating strategy is apps, you're choosing the casino where the house has the biggest edge against you. I'm not saying delete the dating apps forever. Just stop letting them dictate how you value your own self-worth. Apps are just one environment, and for shorter men, they're often the worst environment. It's like being a great live performer and only submitting your resume on paper. You might be incredible in person. You might be magnetic, hilarious, and socially sharp, but none of that matters if your entire dating life is happening inside a 2-inch profile card where a woman can filter you out before your personality even enters the room. And that's the reality. Now, here's where men screw this up. They hear that reality and they turn it into a life sentence. They go from height matters to my height is why I can't win. And those are not the same thing. One is reality, the other is a story with you as the victim. And that story is usually doing more damage than the height itself. I've seen this over and over again with clients. Two men can both be 5'7". One walks into a room like he's already apologizing for being there. His shoulders are rounded, his clothes don't fit, he avoids eye contact, he makes self-deprecating jokes too early. He brings up height before anyone else does. He says things like, yeah, I know I'm short, or you probably like tall guys, or I'm probably not really your type. And he thinks women are rejecting his height. Well, they're not. They're rejecting the energy of a man who is asking them to reassure him. Now take another guy who is the exact same height, 5'7". But this guy's in shape, his clothes fit, he stands upright, he moves slowly, he takes up space without being obnoxious, he speaks clearly, he has friends in the room, he teases women instead of pedestalizing them. He doesn't explain himself. He doesn't act like he needs permission to be attractive. These guys are the same height, but they get completely different results. Because women are not just responding to the number, they're responding to what the man believes the number means. And most shorter men have decided their height means I am less than. Then they communicate that in 1,000 tiny little ways. They hesitate, overcompensate, get defensive, maybe even bitter. Then they chase women who gave them half a breadcrumb because they believe options are scarce. Then when the girl pulls away, they say, see, it's because I'm short. No, it's because you walked into the interaction already convinced she was doing you a favor by talking to you. So ask yourself this honestly. When was the last time height actually stopped you? Like in real life, at a bar or dinner or party, maybe at a wedding or a networking event, a friend's birthday. When was the last time you actually walked up to a woman, had a good interaction, created chemistry, moved things forward, and then she said, "Sorry, you're too short"? I'm not pretending it never happens. Some women have strict height preferences, fine. Those women are not your market. But for most men, height did not stop them. They stopped themselves first. They saw the girl, they imagined her rejecting them, they imagined her wanting a taller guy, they imagined the humiliation, they imagined the comparison, and they did nothing. And later they called that height.